Hi guys, welcome back to video 3 in our how-to series for the custom-made OHA Battle Mats. So in this video I'm going to take you through the flocking and basically the final stages of the mat. If you haven't seen the first two videos, this is the back finger. Go back. I'll see if I can figure out how to do a link, but I'm not making any promises because I'm not a computer guy. Anyways, we're going to get into doing the flocking, picking out the final dry brush, sealing the mat itself for longevity, and hopefully you guys are going to really like what you see and want to do one yourself. So really simple process. Go back, watch video 1 and 2, come back, pick up on 3. This is the final stage. I'm going to take you over and show you real quick the materials you're going to need, and we'll start off right from there. Okay? Okay guys, here's the materials for the final stages. The only thing missing here is obviously going to be a paintbrush and your dry brush color of choice. For me this is going to be a tan or a fawn, but I'm going to do that much later in the episode here. So as you can see, I've got some various different types of flock. There's 1 of 2 ways that you can do this. As usual, you've got your 50-50 mix of PVA right here. This is the magic here finger. So you can get away with simply using the blended turf right here. So as you can see, the color variations in there, you've got your high, mid, and dark. So you can get away with simply using the blended turf. I like to use the blended turf as the base, and then I'm going to go through with a lighter color, whether it is the earth blend blended turf or the fine turf yellow grass, as well as this is a very vibrant green. If you sort of blend those all together, you don't want to cover the entire mat, but you want to pick places where you're trying to give the impression of something a little higher, maybe in and around where a rocky outcropping would be. The grass would be a little more burnt, so you want to think about those types of things. So if you've got a patch on your mat that you've left particularly grainy, let's say like right in here, I would put a fair amount of the lighter turf in and around there and then dry brush those stones to pick them up to give it that burnt effect. So it's just trying to add a little bit of realism into your flocking, but you absolutely could go ahead, spray this entire thing down with your 50-50 mix of PVA, sprinkle your blended turf on, hit it again with the PVA, and then seal it with hairspray, and you're going to be good to go. The blended turf is the quick, dirty, cheap, easy way to get it done very quick, but I'm going to show you both. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to do the entire mat in the blended turf, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to pick out some of the highlights like I was telling you and show you the difference so you can make the decision yourself. The materials you see here are all Woodland Scenics, picked up at a local hobby supply store. Generally anywhere that does model railroading is going to be your best bet. I don't know if Michael's sells much of this, and if they do, I'm going to imagine they're going to be more expensive, but this is definitely the stuff you want. It's a great product. You can make it on your own if you've got access to sawdust, pulp, things like that. It's a little more work, obviously. You're going to pay for convenience with these packages. Each package is roughly, the bags is $10. The dispenser is $15 when it comes full, and then I just refill it. Obviously don't buy another one right away. And then the static grass, the harvest gold, again, I think it's $11. So anyways, you're going to spend some money on that, but this is going to get you a lot. You're going to be able to get a lot done with it. And the other important tool is going to be your applicator. It's just a sifter. Stole it from my wife out of the cooking cupboard. Works great. You load a pile of turf in, and then you just tap it like this, and it's going to sprinkle on nice, loose, and fine, so you're not going to get the clumps, and you're going to save on material because you're not going to be having to dump piles of it off because it's clumped up and stuck. And anyways, it makes life a whole lot easier, but I'm going to demonstrate that as well coming up. So give me a minute. I'm going to clear these off. I'm going to get a coat of PVA on, and we'll start throwing some blended turf on, and I'll bring you guys right back. Alright guys, here we go. This is a shot of half of the board flocked. So as you can see, I've gone through and done the patches. Left some darker spots to go through with the dry brush, pick up some stuff. So I'm going to show you how I apply it. So it's basically a coat of watered down PVA on the mat itself, sprinkled with some flock, then a top coat of the lighter color, and then another coat of PVA just to lock everything in. Once this is all set and the PVA is dry, I'm going to go through and hit it with the all-important hairspray, and then it is going to be sealed and good to go. So I'm just going to demonstrate really quick with just some blended turf on how you want to apply it. So we're going to take our sifter, put a cup down or a Tupperware container underneath the sift, and that's just going to capture anything that falls through, and you can reuse it so you're not wasting any material. You want to apply a generous amount of PVA. Spray bottle is key for this job. You could brush it on, but obviously the amount of time it's going to take you would be quite a bit longer. And then you're simply going to apply it in a controlled fashion so that you're not getting massive clumps or piles that slip out of your finger. It's just a nice way to apply the flock, and this is actually the same method I use for applying my snow for winter themed boards and bases. It gives it a natural fall and effect. So that's the application. And then I'm going to go through and repeat the process that I just showed you with the lighter color of flock, which is going to give you the effect as seen on the far right. So that is the application in a nutshell, guys. Very simple. I'm going to go through, finish the board, and then I'm going to bring you back for a picture. I'll demonstrate the sealing process, and then you guys will be ready to get these on your table and playing. Okay guys, here's the finished effect. So I've given this a chance to dry. Obviously, color variation is going to depend on your flocking, but I think this is an excellent representation of a grassland. Put some scatter pieces on, it's really going to pop and pull your table together. So I really hope you guys found this video series useful. Any questions on the process and methodology, please reach out, let us know. It's all just working on your blending and getting the highs and lows working together and working well. So as you can see, minimal waste for the project. If you're neat and tidy with it, you're going to save a lot of flock. If you recall, when I began the process, this was full, so I used a little over half of a tub of flock for the one, and very minimal amount of the light, just because obviously you don't need as much of it. So the materials I have there, I'm quite confident I'm going to be able to get probably a good 6 or 8 boards, depending on how light I go. I am going to be doing some burnt grassland mats, as well as doing one in a winter theme. So I'll get some just hobby vlog photos and pictures and videos and the like of that up when it becomes available. But as for the how-to on the battle mats, that's it, minus the final process and the all-important process, which is going to be when it is fully set and cured. You can go over it with another coat of PVA if you wish, and then wait for it to dry. And once that is dry, you need to hit it with hairspray. I know it sounds silly. It's an excellent cheap sealer. It's going to make your mat smell delicious, and it's going to do a great job of protecting that flock. So make sure that when you're done and finalized, you do hit it with the hairspray. Just pick it up at the dollar store or pound shop, whatever you guys have. They sell it very cheap, and it is a excellent sealer for any terrain, really. Anytime you're using any flock, woodland, scenics product, whether you're doing trees, rocky outcroppings, doesn't matter. It is an excellent sealer to lock in that clump foliage, which we all know and love can get loose and end up all over the place. So that's it.